welcome back. Put some more time into this piece here, this painting. I feel like I'm moving pretty quick on this painting compared to the last couple. It could be to do with the shading. There was so much shading on the other ones. So I guess it would make sense that this goes by a little quicker. All right. So I already have an idea of what I want to do here. I want to put the main shadows on a lot of these clumps of reed here. And I want to highlight the ones behind the foreground ones as well. So that ought to be interesting. Just means I'll have to go slow with the tiny brush. Probably. Although it might work to start with a bigger brush and just don't go as dark, kind of like what I started doing there with the reflection. I'm giving myself a little time for my brain to warm up, because I pretty much just woke up. I know it's late, but I woke up a few times during the night, and I got to sleep late to begin with, so not much of an excuse, but there it is. Now the thing is here, I think it might be better for me to go vertical with it. I mean, that is what I did in the background anyway. It's not as exciting to watch. Exciting. It's not as picturesque to watch, unfortunately, but I think it would get the best result. And if I'm going vertical, I can go up or down, because then I don't have to worry about my palm rubbing up on anything. I can start anywhere. What is this freedom? I will have to go a bit thicker than that. But at the moment, I'm kind of just trying to figure out where I am. Because these shadows are so close, to a certain extent, they should mirror a little bit. But I kind of want to figure out where I want the shadows before I go into more detail. And for that, I'll use a smaller brush anyway. And the farther in, these clumps go, the darker they should be. But I'll handle most of that with the smaller brush, I think. My hand's not entirely figured out yet, if you hadn't noticed. Maybe I can go horizontal with it. Although it's instantly less controllable in comparison. Oh, you know, I forgot my other tea upstairs. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Man, it is bright outside. Winter's over, I think. Yeah, I'm going back vertical. I'm sorry. I know it's probably not the best to look at, but for these types of things, it's the most control I have. It's quite a bit faster too. Make less mistakes, so. Makes the most sense. So this is just kind of the, if I were to give it a name, I'd call it like the discovery layer or something like that. So I fully intend on making it quite a bit thicker and adding more details to it. But I need to be able to see it, if that makes sense. For instance, I don't know if I need to make a comparison, but good quote I've heard my dad say this, and I think I've heard other people say it as well, that musicians, they play music and they learn music by learning how to hear. And artists and, well, just artists, I guess. Artists learn how to see, or at least what to see. So what I'm doing here is trying to find my way through the reeds in a way that makes sense. And then I'll go back and add the detail later. I'm using a reference, but I mean, unless I photocopied it and was painting on the photocopy, it wouldn't really make a difference, would it? It would have to be exact for me to use a I stopped thinking mid-sentence because I was focused on this, but so it's less of a less of a model and more of a guide, you know, of how it could be. And I'm just kind of making my own thing here. From the details that I've already made. Most of it random too. It's the thing I've noticed about like foliage. Random is good because it's nature. Nature's random, basically. Get a set of rules and then hit play. Alright, for this part I'll go vertical again because through here this is supposed to be quite a bit thinner than the rest of it. See, my strokes right here look a lot different than over here, don't they? But on the left, there's supposed to be a couple floating areas here where you can see the background reads through them. See, something like that. The only thing is I don't want to do too much either. And these shadows are reeds in the water, you know, so they shouldn't be a straight line either. But I'll solve a lot of that when I come through with the detail brush. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Kicking myself a little bit for staying up until 4 last night. Try and get to sleep early tonight, I guess. Not sure why it spread on that branch like it was wet. It wasn't. It just decided to vein through it. But that's not a problem. That's going to be shadowy anyway. There's a little bit right here, but it's subtle because of the new grass hides the shadow a lot. And really the grass that's sticking out shouldn't have much of a shadow anyway. The grass that is shooting out, rather. Go back to being darker in the background. See, I'm trying to do this the hard way. If I was doing it the right way, or easier way, I should say, not necessarily the right way. I don't think it. I think the results are too perfect if you do it this way. But hey, Angel, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a few days. How was your weekend? Masking is what I was getting at, though. Masking. Nice. Oh, wait. I think I saw that. I think I liked it on Instagram or something. Or was that Twitter? I don't remember. Cool. Did you have fun? I'll show you the progress I made on my painting so far. Oh, cool. Nice. What concert? Haven't been to a show in a while. Zach Brown Band? I know that band. Sure. I don't listen to them, but I know it. Know the name. Cool. That sounds like fun. Glad to hear it. My weekend was pretty good, pretty chill. Didn't really... Well, let me think about it. Friday we had movie night, and I remember we played Faz at some point. That was fun. Playing Faz and hide and seek and all that. That was pretty good. And then we did... we were playing a new... it's like a Souls game based in ancient China with the Three Kingdoms. It's called Oh shoot, I'm drawing a blank. Wo Ling? No. Where is it? It's a Souls-like game. It's not an actual Souls game. But the playstyle reminds me of Souls. Wo Long. Yeah, okay, I was close. Wo Long. It's like if Dynasty Warriors met a Souls game and based in ancient China. If you ever played Dynasty Warriors, you'll recognize a lot of the names, though. Yeah, it's pretty good. They go a little more fantasy with it than the Dynasty Warrior games. So there's monsters and dragons and such. But once you get 2 other teammates in there with you, it's pretty fun time. Before that, it feels like a Souls game. Let's see, and then we did D&D night, of course. I've been having a lot of fun with that. Then some Harry Potter, Chorin, and all that. Yeah, D&D night. It was pretty good. I'll tell you about it if you're interested. So we've been running into kind of not the best type of people in it. I'll keep it vague just because it's not really the sort of thing I like to talk about on my channel. But we got orders to investigate like an orc village or something, and we went in with like non-aggressively and made friends with the orc village. So now we're like teaming up with some orcs, or that's the idea at least. But my DM was so proud of having the idea of finding a friendly orc village, and then the second that we got the mission, that we got the idea for going investigating this orc village, I go, I wonder if we can befriend them. Apparently, he was pinching his lips, when I said that, because that was exactly where he was planning on bringing us. He was like, I thought I was so clever. I thought I was so clever making a friendly orc village. And you guys, right away, of course you did. But that was good time. Okay, sounds good. I'll be painting. Thanks for stopping by, at least. I'll see you around. Or I'll see you later. Oh, I didn't even mention I'm trying out English breakfast today. Tea if you haven't gone too far. That's my tea choice for today. I'll bring my paints over here. I'll go horizontal again here pretty soon, because I've gotten most of the details I want now. I do think I need to go a little less conservative here with the shadows, because I feel like I'm going to have to come back over it again and make it more intense regardless of how I'm doing this here. But I do want to keep these little details in. See, this part of painting for me is like a puzzle piece where I'm making the puzzles and inputting them myself. if that makes sense. I don't know. But I have to be like, this orange blob looks almost like this clump of reeds that I want. So to accomplish that, I have to exacerbate it a little bit. Man, the paint is really wanting to spread today. I don't know if it's the orange or what. It's really trying to take off. After the background reads went so quick, I thought I was expecting this to go a little faster, but this is going to slow me down considerably. One of those situations where I wish I used opaque paints because I can see stuff that I would change already. Oh, hey, dealer. I didn't see you stop in. I guess you probably just said that, but how's it going, man? How was your weekend? I popped in on your stream the other day, but I was doing something else, so I didn't say hi or anything, but I was there. How you doing today? Oh yeah, not a problem at all. I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to claw my way into some energy right now. I stayed up way too late playing Hogwarts. And before that we were playing Wolong. No, you were playing PvE with a couple other guys. I didn't recognize their voices though. I think you mentioned something about farming, but I was lurking a little bit, so I can't be 100% certain. Hey Natalie, how's it going? How'd you do in comp at least? Did you do alright? Nice, nice. How was your day? Have a good weekend? Oh, thanks. I'm trying. This part I realized is going to be a little more time intensive than I thought it would be. The shadow on all the reeds in the foreground. I mean, this one down here is going to be even worse, but yeah, we'll get there. Plat 2. Hell yeah, dude. I haven't played any comp yet, but for good reason. My right hand, my wrist has been bothering me for like, I feel like 2 weeks now at this point. I'm not really wanting to stress it that much. Oh, thanks, dealer. Hopefully it still looks good when I'm done. I was rambling on about it earlier, but I'm basically just trying to find out where everything is in the painting, because it's not like a Xerox, you know, it's not a direct copy. All of this is random compared to my reference. Really, the reference is just there as a reference, you know. It's a suggestion, not a like I said, Xerox copy. Xerox, that's a name. I've said it twice, and I haven't said that in like a decade, I swear. So all of this is right out of my head, other than the general reference of what a swamp looks like. Oh, that's when you know I got too much paint. It starts clumping up. too bad, but it is there. Can't forget about that. And depending on how this spot and the bottom area, depending on how smoothly this goes, this might turn out to be a 20-parter. Man. I was really hoping it didn't go that long, but at this rate. Oh, I haven't even gotten a print made of the Butcher Street, the Fleisch Strasse painting, and I already have an order for a print. Pretty crazy. I mean, it's a family member, so yeah, but I already got an order. So number 1 is sold already. Oh, I kind of like how that looks. So how's everyone's day going? I had a bit of a lazy morning myself. Feels like it's becoming an all too common occurrence for me. But I don't have too much longer before I go back to work through the whole summer and whatnot, so I guess take advantage while I can, I suppose. far as streaming through the summer, I'll probably... If I were to guess right now, I'd probably be doing... Oh... Let's see, considering my schedule last year, and depending on how busy we are, of course, I'll probably end up streaming either Saturday nights, which would be pretty late if I was streaming Saturday nights because I work Monday through Saturday, or Saturday or Sunday day, probably around... Well, I'll be waking up super early because I'll be on that schedule. I don't know, maybe around noon? Maybe I'll stream for 3 hours around noon on Sundays. But that's still a little ways out. So I'm just filling empty air at the moment. Got some time. Drifter, what's after platinum? Is it just diamond, or is it an actual different rank? Oh, not a problem. I'm just hanging out. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not nothing too crazy. Just choring and some gaming. I'm gathering the lumber for the desk I'm building and a couple other projects as well. I ordered a new heavy duty power tool, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. How was your weekend? Oh, it is. It is. There's a specialty place. I want to say it's on Tudor. And you can get any sort of wood there. A lot of the wood I've been using lately has been reclaimed. Old, construction stuff that I've repurposed. Some of it's just like lumber that was found at my work and it's been there for 30 years, and they're like, you can have it. And like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's $400 of oak. I'll take it. Thanks. Some of it's 2x4s that I'm processing myself. Yeah, I wish I found more wood like that. A lot of it's like reclaim stuff. It's some of it's old pallet wood that I'm processing myself. Rondi action, yeah, hell yeah. I saw the start happen, and I don't remember what I was doing, but I was busy at the time. I was like, oh shoot, that's happening already? Oh, well, I guess I'm not going then. But with as far as the desk goes, and then the the other D&D thing I'm making, I think I'm going to make a video on them, but that'll just be YouTube only, probably. It's a little too hard to stream stuff like that. I haven't even checked if people do that. I know that there's a dude, Broth, I forget his name, New Zealand guy, friendly guy, who streams wood carving, traditional Maori wood carving. That's really cool. But that's outdoors, and there's not really a lot of dust or anything like that. Yeah. Besides, it would just be me. It would just be filming me. I doubt you'd be able to see much unless I really got the camera like this, really. Like right above the table saw, you know. And then you're not going to see much anyway, and there's just going to be noise, and I won't be able to talk. Let's see. These ones in the front are fine, but I feel like the shadows need to move up. They don't need to be too much thicker than this stuff in the background. But even then, it's... I'll play with it a little bit. Yep, that's right. This is the last part of a 5-part series that I'm doing. There are going to be different biomes of Alaska, and to make it nerdy, I'm going to make magic cards out of them. I don't know if you know about magic cards. They're pretty on the nerd scale. That's pretty high up there. But I already have a mock-up of the first cards I've done, and I've been waiting on finishing this painting for over a year, so I can finish that project. That's not surprising. All right. Let's say, okay, you've heard of Pokemon, right? I hope. Well, very simply put, Magic is kind of the well, it's called Magic the Gathering. Yeah. So think about the Pokemon trading cards, and Magic the Gathering is a similar theme of kind of a battle-like tabletop card game. Although that's where the comparison stops. It's very adult themed, not in a pornographic way, but like in a monsters and zombies way. Let's see. It's a very heavily based around like fantasy. Okay. Yeah, Magic the Gathering. So the original idea was I saw Bob Ross, or at least his foundation, did a Bob Ross land series in Magic, and I was looking at them because Bob Ross does a very specific type of painting, and I don't want to knock it, but it's instructional. It's simple. It's not. They aren't very in depth. And dude had a wonderful voice and persona, and he seems like the nicest guy in the world. But I saw the paintings they choose to be these land cards, and I was like, hey, I could do that. And so that started this 5-part series of Alaskan themed biomes that I'm going to make into cards eventually. Not like official cards, more for fun, but I want to get as close to the original as I can. That'd be wild if they were made official. Oof. That'd be so cool. Saw an alert pop up, but it disappeared almost instantly. I think I've shown you some of the other ones that are part of the series, though. In fact, the one I originally thought Timmy was going to buy instead of commissioning was part of this series. It's a very like blue heavy painting of Susitna is one of them. Let's see here. Do feel like I need to do some soft shadows on some of them. I forgot what started that whole spiel. I want to think if I want to keep doing that effect. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Man, so what are you doing today? The weather's been outrageous today. If I wasn't planning on streaming, I would have gone and done something else. Been so bright out past few days. Can feel everything starting to melt. Weather's just been amazing. Yeah, all my plans involve doing stuff inside, unfortunately. Although I did get a bit of the spring cleaning bug over the weekend because I had the big windows, the shades open in the living room, and it was just so bright outside that I was like, I can see every imperfection, and just got the broom out. All the subtle stuff you miss just because it's dark outside all the time. What the heck? I thought I was a clean person. Apparently not. Oh yeah, and then I had dinner at my parents' house last night. I forgot about that. Mind blowing. Do-do-do. What do you think of that shadowing in the left? On this screen it looks fantastic. I'm not so sure about this one. Doesn't help that it's so blown up, but let me zoom out a little bit. That's too small. Oh well, it looks pretty good there, I think. Yeah, I think I'll continue doing that. Not bad. Oh, did you hear earlier? I sold a copy of the Butcher Street painting already. A print, and I don't even have them made yet. So I gotta finish off my corrections, my color corrections, and get a couple printed. Yeah. Oh, well, in this case, it was to my aunt, which she saw it and was like, I want one. I need one. What number do I get? I was like, I haven't even made prints yet. You get number one. It's like, oh, guess she likes it. So I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, I'm hoping that I get some attention with it on Etsy. That'd be nice. Got all these projects I want to do. A little bit extra money would help. I think that's looking pretty good. Not going overboard with it. Well, that might be close to going overboard with it. I'll probably come back and add way more in the end. Oh, so I don't know if, well, it's not a crazy secret or anything, but I was planning on making these magic cards. I'm not sure how many. It really depends on how much they're going to charge me. But I was going to give everyone in the normal group a couple of these cards. And then to whoever was in my chat the most, I was going to give all 5. So I think I'm going to give you and Angel a full set of 5 because you were here for like a lot. I hope they turn out well, though. I have a mock-up. On my computer somewhere, but it's probably on one of my spare hard drives, actually, now that I think about it. Or else I would show you right now. I don't really want to go track it down right now. Yeah. In fact, with one set, I want to make a shadow box that displays all 5 of the cards, right? Oh, I actually have a magic deck right here. I totally forgot about this. So this is what the back of the magic card looks like. And picture 5 of these cards just kind of like floating in a shadow box, because I want to do like a sandwiched plexiglass layer, so it looks like they're just floating there in the shadow box. So I hope they turn out well, and we'll see. And I'm not going to be selling any either, because that would be copyright infringement. I don't know, maybe one day if they got any sort of attention, maybe I would that's very pie in the sky. I don't think that's going to happen. But it would be rad to do a set just for Wizards of the Coast. I hope they turn out good. It's been something I've been playing with for a long time. Oh, thanks. I'm full of those things that don't happen right away, but eventually would be cool. I got 11 books full of them. I like that a lot. I had a couple different ideas though. Like I had an idea for the same thing, but oh, okay. So this is where we start to get a little complicated with the design. So same idea with the plexiglass, and then instead of having 2 sandwiching them, I would kind of want them to be adhesively locked on there, or cut a small groove along the bottom of the plexiglass so they sit on top of it. And then I wanted a LED light projection in front, hidden by the shadow box's frame, so it just like and projects light onto them. But I don't know. That one's a little. It is too much work to do and too little of a display for it to be worth it. Interesting thought, though. Ciao. LED. That reminded me of a metal music video. The LED thing would be cool, but then you run into the issue of, power consumption. So what's the power source? Is it going to be battery powered? Is it going to plug into the wall? And we've got enough going on nowadays with TVs and cables and cords and computers and all that. I don't think we need any more anything else that takes up cable space. Unless, oh, that's a thought. Unless it was like a desktop display, and then you could plug it into a USB port on your computer or something. That's a possibility, and it's an LED, so it's not like it's going to drain the power out of your computer or anything like that. It's not going to blow up your power supply unit or anything. They already have stuff like that anyway. Interesting. So have you touched your Oculus much at all? Or is it just golf that you ever play with it? Did you try out Beat Saber or any of the escape games on there yet? There's one escape game that's really cool that I really liked. I want to see if I can find it real quick. Well, keep painting while it's loading. Play Beat Saber? Nice. So, if you were going to try one, there's this one called The Room VR, A Dark Matter. And it's a little on the darker side, and it has a creepy atmosphere a lot of the times, but nothing really ever scary happens. So it's not like a horror game, but it is like a detective sleuthing game. It's a dark in a noir sense, but not like in a urban noir sense, if that makes sense. But it's really interesting. I wish it was multiplayer, but this is one of the games I found when I was at like the height of really wanting to get everyone together and go out and do an escape room. I still do, but doesn't seem like there's a ton of interest with the rest of the guys. And with Corey, it makes sense because he's got a kid. You can't really. It's called The Room VR, and it's like got this like pendant looking thing with like old school map graphics in the background. And then the undertitle is A Dark Matter. I wish it was multiplayer, because I wouldn't mind revisiting it with somebody else, but unfortunately it is solo, which a lot of the games with the best stories are solo, and it's kind of frustrating. I mean, it makes sense because if you're with a group, you're probably going to miss stuff. I mean, hell, Jonathan mutes us or mutes himself, deafens whenever an important story thing happens in Destiny, so makes sense. Of course you're going to miss stuff if people are talking. But other than a select few, I only like to social game. Gone are the days where I would play World of Warcraft or StarCraft alone for hours on end. Too many other things to do. Pretty sure it's the Room VR. Let me double check. Oh, right. I forgot how expensive it was. It was $30 when I bought it. But yeah, it's really cool. So maybe you won't play it because it's $30. It's it would be a shame if you bought it and didn't play it. Maybe next time we have board game night, you can check it out on my Oculus and then see if you want to play it or not. If we do another board game night, I mean, geez, getting close to going back to work, and then I'll have no free time except for Saturday night and Sunday mornings. Yeah, it is. Yeah, if you ever end up over here again, I'll let you try it out on my Oculus if we remember. You're not wrong about that. I wonder what works better. Because Saturday nights, I do D&D now. And I don't really... We go till about 8 or 9, generally. And then Sunday is like a... You know... I mean, if we started at like... If we all came over here at like 9, that would be perfect for me. Friday nights are movie nights. That's true. We could all watch the movie over here. What are you talking about? I've got a TV. It's not big, but I can set up a microphone in my living room, and we can join the Discord. I know I am becoming difficult though now that I'm actually doing other stuff too. Would you rather have me just sit on my lonesome every weekend? Or or pull a Keegan and go to the bar every weekend, Or every day after work? I'm trying another new tea for me, at least. What was it again? Was it Irish breakfast? Oh, English breakfast. Ooh. Bad slip of the tongue. Hopefully there's no Irish people in here. It's pretty good. Has a certain spice to it. Like really mild, light spice. I still want to do the escape room too. And karaoke. But man, these guys and their lives. I will very much become the difficult one when my summer work starts. So hey, welcome back, Angel. What's for dinner tonight? Oh, thank you. It's coming along. Oh, delicious. Yeah, I'm wondering how streaming's gonna work when I'm back to work. I was talking about it earlier in the stream. Hell yeah. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight. But because I have quite a hectic schedule through the summer and fall. So I'll probably have to end up streaming like Sunday days, and that might be it, other than the rare, Saturday night stream or something like that. But it would be, Angel, by your standards, it would be hella late. Because I work, throughout the summer, I work 6/12s. I go Monday through Saturday, and that's if we're not busy. If it's just a normal schedule, it's 6/12s. If we are busy, it's 7/12s, which I've done 4 times. 4 times I've worked 2 weeks back to back. And if you're in the habit of it, it's fine. But if you're not in the habit, ooh, that's hell. That's the thing. I'm kind of committed through the summer. So I'll get Sunday off if we're not busy. But if we are busy, I get the winter off. Which I don't think will be the case, because there's not been a lot of development in Anchorage. Most of it's just kind of upkeep. And that's generally where we get most of our projects from, where we're making aggregate for. Yeah, it's in fact, as I get closer and closer, I may start to stream more and more just to hope that you guys don't forget me in my on season. Maybe instead of releasing them instantly on my YouTube, I'll start to space them out a bit. Get a sort of a backlog going on. Although I don't get that many views on my YouTube anymore. I'm not sure what happened. Something changed though. I used to get more. Oh, thanks, Angel. Yeah, it's hard to navigate unless you're continuously getting experience with it. And I just don't have the numbers to get that experience, so. I know there's a bit of a theorem for it, but that would take too much of my time to do the correct way, I feel like. Slowly coming along. Got to be real careful with this shadowing, because if I puddle it a little too much, it'll very obviously be wrong. Alright, that's enough shading. Now I can go for individual reads, I think. This is where it gets a little stressful. Oh yeah, I think you left before I mentioned it, but I'm on to my next randomly assorted tea that I'm trying out. I'm trying out the English breakfast one today. I'm liking it pretty good too. It's not overly sweet, you know, it has a little slight spice to it. Pretty good. then I had Earl Grey on Friday, and I kept talking about Patrick Stewart. I feel like it comes with the drink. You gotta mention Picard. I was like wondering, I wonder if he was drinking Earl Grey tea. I wonder if Patrick Stewart likes Earl Grey tea. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought, let's see. I thought it tasted a bit fruity, like, I'm not sure what it was, but it wasn't what I expected it to be. Like it had fruit intonations or something. Oh, hey, here, check this out. I've got my the final blueprints all drawn out for the book storage case that I'm making. And I mean, it's not final because I'm not sure what I'm going to use for the belt buckle and stuff. But so this is really interesting, and if you've played non-digital D&D or D&D like game, you'll really appreciate this right here, these 3 panels. But it closes up to be a book with a buckle, and it'll buckle shut. And really, it's not that important for keeping this shut because this won't move. It'll be stationary. All your little things go in here, and there'll probably be a pencil case or something too in there. But you'll just open it up like a book and unroll it like this. You unroll it the first time, or you take the cover off, and then you take all your dice and your models or whatever, what have you there, out. And then your book will end like a legal notepad, can slide into here perfectly. I've already got the measurements. And then you flip it up and it becomes a dice tower. And then you can just throw the dice in there and they'll pop out and go on your board here. But the interesting thing about this is this will be a whiteboard material that I secure onto the covers. And so you can write, you can do math, you can take notes, you can do whatever on these 3 panels with just a marker, just a dry erase marker. And I thought that was... I'll definitely think about it. I want to make the proof first because I always find something that I'm not expecting in the proof, and I'm not a huge drafter. I've not really ever made blueprints other than, stuff I do for myself. Yeah, me too. I'm gathering the wood together right now, which is funny because I got like 4 or 5 wood projects going on that I'm just waiting on a planer. Or not a planer, a joiner. I got a joiner on the way. So I can make really, really square, straight pieces. And I think I'm going to make a video on them too for YouTube. So if I get the kind of attention I did for my last one, this could be something pretty cool. And if all goes well, I'll probably post a couple versions on my own Etsy. It's like technically I don't have to I don't have to have a ton of copies to sell on Etsy. And I've already got the store, so... It'd be really interesting to get a design down, like, perfect, and then go to, like, a local cabinet maker or something and place an order for, like, 50 of them. Because a lot of cabinet makers, I don't know many, but they're spot on with their builds, especially if the numbers are correct. Always been interested in building and designing. And that's kind of how I fell into painting as well. I did a drawing and felt bad that it wouldn't be painted ever, so I painted it. After a friend of mine encouraged me to do it. I say encouraged, it was more like a sarcastic remark. Well, why don't you do it? If you can call that encouragement. I guess it is, in his own way. I'm finding a pretty good groove now. Didn't realize I was going to be doing detail with this brush, but it's working out so far. Although I feel like I gotta stop breathing to get the swish right. This spot's, I think it's looking really good. I think I'll leave that spot alone for a bit so I don't do too much to it. But I was getting the feeling that I should do more here. Maybe in the background. Something missing there. It was something I was kicking myself for earlier. That I was like, oh, these are one of the few times where I wish I had like opaque paints instead of transparent like this. But you take the good with the bad with whatever, you know. There was an effect. Maybe I'll do some mini paintings with mixed media. I mean, I've got the watercolor pencils there, and I've got the opaque tubes over there. I just don't feel like they mesh very well. And I got acrylic paints upstairs. I use acrylic paints for if I 3D print something and I want to do if I want to paint them at all. Like the cosplay guns I've made were printed with acrylic. I feel like I would want to do something specific if I was doing mixed media. Maybe the painting after the next one, or just stay with the mini painting. Like, I don't know how well. Well, I don't know. I'm sure it would be fine on watercolor paint, but it wouldn't close in the book very well. Maybe I'll do an index card or something. I did this in like 5 minutes in a cafe. I painted that. Oh, I haven't shown you? So I've made a series. I've made a few 3D printed things. Not all of them are cosplay, and most of them, if not all of them, are D&D, Destiny related. Let's see, how can I best port this to the stream? I guess I could email it to myself, or I could put it. Okay, all right. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put it on my cell phone and just blow it up. So it's not gonna be a great image here, but oops. All right, so that, I don't know how much you know about Destiny, but that is a ghost I made. Oh, I can kind of see my screen. It's a little, it's not that bad. It's glowing in the dark there. That's in a dark room where I took the picture, and that is a ghost I made on commission, funny enough. And the whiskers, the eye, and the ears all glow different colors. There is the first, that's the first 3D printed cosplay gun I made. It's called Thorn. And again, the interiors here glow in the dark, where I painted the interior of this gun here. And then the handle is like it's tape that I epoxied over to make it look kind of like bandages. And then obviously this just the action part is just painted gold. So nothing crazy going on there, but it turned out pretty sick. What else? Oh, that's just little stuff. This is another one I made. Actually, the 3 I've shown you so far were all commissions, funny enough. This is Last Word from the same game, Destiny. And it is hefty. Like Thorn wasn't that big. The handle, it's pretty tiny. Like my handle, oh, that's I forgot I zoomed in so much. The handle is small enough that my 3 fingers fit on the handle, and then my trigger finger on the trigger. But this is massive. It's pretty big sized. And then I made a little alien stand for one of our friends. Ooh, this was a 40K inspired dice tower that I made for my brother, and it is by far it's the thing I'm most impressed with the printer. I didn't do much to it other than some custom fabrication, and like my print size is only 150 millimeters. It's tiny. So I had to print it in multiple sections and glue it together. And then some of it would warp and whatnot. So I would use a putty glue, a foaming putty glue, to close gaps and kind of do my own creative takes on it. But it's massive. It's like, it's laying down, it's like this tall for my phone for scale. It's pretty large. And then I prime white painted it and then gave it to him and let him do the rest. There was my setup at the time. And then the other one I just finished recently. Oh, I don't have it bookmarked. So this is the one. Wait. Oh, you know what? I'll just grab the actual gun instead of showing you a picture. Hang on. Oh, that's too bad. Here's the one I finished fairly recently. It's called Ace of Spades. Obviously, there's a couple spades here, and it's also a Destiny gun, but this one, it's a little rougher. It's a little rougher than the others, but I don't mind it. Like, I spent a lot more time on the other ones because I was getting paid to make them. This one was more for me than anything. And I was also finishing it when I was starting those 2 commissioned paintings that I did. So yeah. But, you know, I'm pretty happy with it. It's not the one I would have chose to do for myself. It's not my favorite from the game, but it was interesting printing. And there's no glow in the dark bits on it, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be too complicated. Eventually, I'm thinking about it. Actually, this is going fully away from painting stream, but oh hey dealer, I was just showing off some of my 3D print cosplay stuff I've done. Oh, now that I mentioned it, I don't think I've shown you any either. Here, hang on. So not quite. I'm just showing off creative stuff I've done. Let's get this zoom in. So that is a cat ghost, glow-in-the-dark cat ghost. No, it's fine. I don't mind at all. Glow-in-the-dark cat ghost that I made for Infinite Bummer. And then Thorn that I made for A1 Johnny. And then I made Last Word as well for A1 Johnny. So he's got both of those. And I think pretty sure that's, yeah. I've done a few of those, and I'm playing with the idea of doing more. But if we're talking cosplay, I have a full costume build. If I'm going to a con with it, I want to do. I don't really care about my face being seen or anything like that. I want to make something different. I want to make something that people may not have seen before. I fucking don't. Show me, I demand. Well, the idea was I wanted to be part of the cosplay scene without being a cosplay subject, if that makes sense. So I wanted to make a full body build that was basically me in a repair, like Star Wars repair Astro robot type thing. Did I mention this before? I feel like I have. And I would sit in it, and inside I would have everything a cosplayer would need to repair their cosplay. Oh, okay, good. So inside I would have, super glue. There would be an outlet with a connection to a... Oh, okay, good. I thought I talked about it. Connection to a battery, and you could charge your phone. You could charge a hot glue gun. There would be like a sewing kit in there, bobby pins, safety pins, whatever you'd need. And basically I wanted to be cosplay support. Not a Dalek, come on, it would be Star Wars related. Not so Doctor Who-y. Yeah. But I haven't started building that yet, but I'm starting to gather the stuff I need to build it. But wood projects and painting just is a lot easier for me than metal craft. Oh, dealer, are you still here? Did you pop off to another one of your did you pop off to another one of your streams yet? Dealer's crazy. He's a huge into PvP and Destiny and Ark, I guess. I suppose so. But he has... Actually, you might do this too, now that I think about it. He has multiple streams open at the same time. And I think the last time he said he had... It was either 12 or 15 streams open at the same time while he's playing Destiny. You got 4. Yeah, that's a lot. That's not how I use Twitch. Oh, but I was gonna show him this painting I did. So this is like the one painting I'll never sell. I mean, never say never, but... Oh, I gotcha. So this is a painting I did of my fire team at the time. So all the guys that were playing regularly together. These are our characters. And this is still early on in my painting career. You can see April 24th, 20 there. So Phil, John, Josh, me, and then Forrest on the left. And, you know, I've been thinking about it. And the only reason I haven't started one yet is because the whole idea of it at the start was it's a one-off sort of thing. So I don't want to get hugely overly attached to the characters in case, you know, we end and it ends flat and, you know, I don't know. But I'll think about it. Phil, this guy here, funny enough, he has been doing little paintings that go along with the story of what we're doing, and they're pretty funny. They're pretty comedic. He has a drawing of my character jumping over like a dead horse and throwing like 100 ball bearings into the air to scatter it around to make him trip. But yeah, I think this was painting number 8 that I did, and I was pretty happy with the frame too. Get a look at this frame. It actually matches the guitar I made, and I've got a mask. Maybe I threw the mask away. I had a carved mask that also matched this color scheme. So what I did was I got it to size, I got it to frame. I think I actually have a video on my YouTube of me doing this, but I taped off the edges so you can see how the edges are clean here. And then I took a blowtorch and burned all the way up and around, and then I hit it with a little bit of sandpaper, just enough to take most of the charcoal off. And then when I coated it with this clear coat polyurethane, it made it glow like this. It really I love it so much, that effect. And I've got a guitar that matches this too, because I made it from scratch. Anyway. And that's just it's not a hardwood or anything. It's a Alaskan spruce, so it's kind of soft, really tough to work with. Was it spruce? Maybe it was fir. I can't remember now. That was 3 years ago. That's forever. That was a pandemic ago. I don't remember anymore. All right, I am going to run and take a break real quick. Give me 30 seconds or so. I've made... How many guitars have I made? I tell you what, here. I'll leave this here. You can kind of take a look at some of the wood crafts I've done. Can you see those? Oh. On my screen, I can actually see them very well, funny enough. So these are all wood stuff I've made. And I'll be right back, real quick. Oh no, I was muted. I forgot I muted it. But that was the guitar I made. And I brought my bass too, but I don't have my amp hooked up. It's hanging out over there in the corner. The strumming. Thank you. Yeah, I've done a few things that I'm really proud of, like this mallet. Really proud of this mallet, how it turned out. And that was with like a hand saw and some clamps that I made that one with. Man, this has turned into a real like show and tell sort of situation, hasn't it? All right, I'll get back to it. I've always been sort of project minded. No, it's fine. This is what we're here for. This is the game. As Day 9 would say. I do like showing off the stuff I've made. I'm pretty proud of most of it. I wouldn't show you the stuff I wasn't proud of, so. Or if I would, I'd be like, we're just gonna skip that. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's my true charm. I make stuff. If you asked the friends in my group, like, I talk about getting the urge to make stuff, and it is like I'll be sitting there, and we won't really be talking about much, and then I'll be like, I want to make something. I don't know what. I don't really care what, but I want to make something. And that happens a couple times a month where I feel like I got to make something. And again, painting is a big part of it. It scratches that itch pretty well. But then I do the wood crafting and carving and whatever else in the background that helps. It is useful. Now I need to just grab that feeling and ride it into the future. That's partially what I keep those little books around for. Those 11 books I filled up. A lot of them are like, one day maybe I'll do that, this or that. And some of them are starting to happen. What would be really great is if I could monetize some of these to help pay for the other stuff I want to do as well. That would be really nice. Or at least pay for themselves, so it's not just, negative space out of my pocket. That's the dream, anyway. And one of the downsides to living in Alaska is the options where with all of this stuff is pretty limited. I don't know why I keep looking at the camera's here. I keep looking at chat like I'm talking to you right there, but the camera's there. I put a camera there for a reason. But in Alaska, the options are really limited. And not just in like, I mean, of course, it's limited by population. There's only 300,000 or so people in the Anchorage Bull area. And this is our biggest city. So, yeah, it's a habit I'm trying to break it. It would probably help if when I was doing other streams, if I had the camera up there as well. It would probably help break that habit. But even if I'm playing Faz or something, the camera's right here. It's on top of my screen. Because I moved this camera over there. I bought a behind the monitor rack for cameras. And of course, after I bought it, I think I mentioned it before. I think I'll ever leave Alaska. It would be extremely situational. I do like it here. I like it here a lot. Anchorage is like a warm, cold area where it never gets too cold, or if it does, it's rare. It's like a week. Whereas if you go just outside of Anchorage, because we have a cool geological arrangement with the water, the inlet, and then there's two arms that, so it's like there's mountain passes, and they both parallel above and below Anchorage, which creates this bubble, which we always have. If not good weather, we have okay weather. It never really gets that bad here. Excuse me. But for me, that's perfect weather. Partially because I grew up here, partially because it just fits me. I don't know. So that would be a one loss. And then I'm a descendant of Alaska Native. So there's also medical and job benefits that I could get here that I wouldn't get other places. And then family and friends, that's always one of the hardest things. Leaving family and friends behind. So if I left, there would have to be something significant in me leaving. And I even told my ex-girlfriend that I didn't want to leave. So it would take something pretty serious. An extremely well-paying job, a girl that I, maybe I have a kid with or something. I don't know. It would take something serious, Significant others making us do stuff. It's pretty spendy up here too. I don't know if I'm talking more than usual or something, but my throat's starting to dry out. It's quite expensive up here, though. You'd think that this being the place most of our gas comes from, it'd be cheaper, but nope. Didn't really help that they blocked Anwar again, but I guess it's reserved for a reason. If this streaming thing goes anywhere, I feel like I would want to go to a voice coach, you know? Dang it. Yeah. I feel like if maybe just a breathing voice, like a singing coach, you know? I've always thought about getting instruction in that matter. And I always seem to blow my voice out pretty early in the night. That's right. Welcome to the Unintentional ASMR stream, where we sip tea and correctly and incorrectly paint our paintings. That sounds creepy to me. I could channel my inner radio jockey. That's right, dreamers. We're here for the evening. And just live in the moment, live in the evening. You know, really get an ASMR going that you could do yoga to, you know? That would be the weirdest. The whole point of yoga is like just to do yoga and that's it. And then you're trying to multitask. All right. We go down to downward facing dog and you add a bush here and you do a nice little plant here, add some clouds. And then upward cobra or whatever it's called. Silly. I'm sure someone's tried it. Mix Bob Ross with yoga with Adrian or something. Yoga streams, well, yoga clips already have a little bit of an ASMR quality to them anyway. The voice trainer, though, would be more how to breathe and take care of my voice while singing and while streaming, just so I don't overuse it, you know, so I don't lose my voice. Twitch yoga is sexy? I've never watched Twitch yoga, but that doesn't surprise me. Twitch is where the the hot tub stream was born. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if if you're dressed in a certain way and the camera angles were placed in a certain way, I'm sure it could I know Dios mio. I don't know the rest of what you said. I'm sorry. Looks like it. Let me my voice. I'm sorry to be scary. I didn't mean to. I didn't do it intentionally, I swear. I apparently put girls to sleep with my voice, is what I've been told. How are you doing, Ronnie? Welcome to my stream. I'm painting a nice little marsh here, a little pleasant marsh. Did you join the stream when I was doing my ASMR joke? I'm here to paint trees and put ladies to sleep. And I'm all out of paint. Oh my god. Is the lack of sleep coming through? I got to sleep really late last night and tried to start as early as I could painting. So there may be a little bit of that lack of sleep goofiness coming through. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I would speak Spanish if I could, but I only know Japanese, and I don't know it well. I'm so glad that I took my chat and added it to the stream overlay so that I can see it on there as well, especially on replays. Some of those animated GIFs are so funny when they show up on my stream. Yeah, I took quite a few years of it growing up In fact, I originally learned how to do basic math in Japanese. So ichikaku ichi tas ichi, stuff like that. And I'm sure my pronunciation has gotten funny over the years too, because I just haven't done it. I've had no time. Hajimashite, onamae wa Max-kun desu. I guess I don't need the kun on the back there. Just onamae wa Max desu. Ima e o kakemasu. You know, it's my name's Max. Right now I'm drawing a picture. So it's, unfortunately, I've had like zero opportunity to practice over the years. I've done my best with like watching anime and stuff, but it doesn't really help unless you're like repeating the words back to them. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. I went to Japan once as a 6th grader. Rokakusei Nihon ni ikimashita. But I was really shy, so even when I was in Japan, I really didn't speak that much Japanese just because I was so shy. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm saying is right either, just because I haven't had the practice. Oterai wa doko desu ka? That's how you say it in Japanese. Where's the bathroom? So, you wouldn't be shy with this voice? Oh, thanks. But that's part of it. I'm quite shy. I'm quite shy. I can do a 3-hour stream here and there, as long as I'm not the main target. In fact, I only started doing face cam just recently. So, except for Phasmophobia, which I don't think counts because I'm usually drunk for those anyway. And I'm not the main target of that either. It's whatever's happening on screen. So it's not that much of a commitment. Angel, yep. She was like, if you don't have face cam, I don't know what to do with you. I'm not gonna come back. So you best to get face cam. Holy, cruel, and unusual. Goodness. That is complete fabrication. Angel's one of the nicest people I've ever met, so I'll not have one word otherwise, even from yourself. Had to nerve. Oh, okay. Adding captions. I don't even know how I would start to do that. I didn't know you could do it live. That's no problem, Ronnie. I'm happy to have you here. It is. Now that you mention it, I do remember seeing the captions on there. I'll look into it. No, let me make a note. Oh, my last note I made. Oh, I slur too, and I've got a little bit of a lisp going on. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and send me that. Cool, I think I just got it. I suppose it wouldn't, yeah, that might be distracting for me. I'll try my best to ignore it. I'll try it one of these times. I think I'm getting closer with the shading. I'm getting to the point where maybe switch from shading into a little more detail oriented. Oh man, there was one time when I mentioned doing flight training down in Arizona. One stream. There was a Japanese guy there from Tokyo, and this is long after I this is long after school, so I hadn't practiced Japanese in like 6 years, something like that. So I was like, hey, I'm doing something crazy here. You know, this is me talking to myself. I'm doing something crazy here with all this flight training. And my voice is drying out. But I'll try and be a little more outgoing than usual. So I approached this Japanese guy. I knew he was Japanese because his bag tag said Tokyo on it. Is that an emote? Or is that something else? I'm sorry, if it's your tea, it didn't show up this time. Huh. That's curious. I never... There it is. Anyway, so I was like, oh, I'm going to be outgoing because I never am. So I approached him and I said, excuse me, or something like that, because I don't remember if I was trying to get past him or I was trying to get his attention. I don't know. It was... I'm introverted. It's a blur now. I blurred it because I was embarrassed about myself. So I tried to get his attention in Japanese, and I said, sumimasen, which is excuse me or pardon me or something like that. And he just looked at me so odd. It's like, what? Like with a heavy Japanese accent. What? And I was like, I flabbergasted myself. I didn't know what to say. And I'm like, aren't you from Japan? And he goes, yes. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I walked away. I didn't even try past that. I was like, that's my limit. Trying to say something and failing. But yeah, I did, it's a large number, but I did K through 12 Japanese immersion. So, you know, kindergarten and then 1st through 12th grade, elementary, middle, and high school, I did Japanese. I even got like a special like ribbon, a cord rope that during graduation, this white and red cool rope that went around my sash at graduation. And then I got to go to Japan. The screen is blank. I don't know. Try refreshing it. Yeah, that might be your phone. Yeah, I think a refresh might fix it. Yeah, K through 12, and I can't exactly call myself fluent anymore. That was one of the mistakes I feel like the classes had, though, was we would review, you know, at the younger ages is when it should have happened. I feel like it should have just been conversation and that's it. Like, it's cool that I can do math in my head in Japanese, but it doesn't really bring any value. Like, it doesn't really change anything. If anything, it probably slows my math calculations down. But that's what you get for multitasking too much, I suppose. And hindsight's 2020, but I wish that had been the class where we just, you know, get together and talk in Japanese. And then maybe I would have held on to it a bit better. But I never got to the point where I felt like I could utilize it properly. So I can still listen in Japanese and understand most of it. I can say some things. I can write some. I did some calligraphy the other day, and that was pretty neat. With the big brush and, you know, the kanjis with all the direct movements and stoppages and stuff. I'm nowhere good enough to stream that, though. It was pretty fun, yeah. That ink, if you get the traditional ink for calligraphy, it's pretty expensive though, because they still hand make it. And it starts off almost like a Play-Doh substance at one point, and they get it all the way down to these bricks. Very surprisingly similar to watercolor, to be honest. A lot of the movements, a lot of how the ink acts, very similar to watercolor. Some of my favorite watercolors from Japan too. I hope you know of Studio Ghibli. A lot of their stuff is watercolor. Their backgrounds mostly. Fantastic movies. I saw, what was it? There were two. It was Legend of Zelda and Harry Potter done in Studio Ghibli style, and it wasn't even from their production. It was someone doing it in their style, and it was amazing looking. It was so cool. Found a couple little things I want to add some shadow to before I move on from that for now. Oh, hey, dealer, did you ever come back? I was going to show you a painting I did that you might find interesting. Do you have a favorite Ghibli movie there, Angel? I've got a couple that, for different reasons, are very highly ranked in my book. Oh, both good ones. Both good ones. I like Princess Mononoke a lot, and Nausicaa as well. But I think my two favorites are Castle in the Sky and Howl's Moving Castle. And then Totoro is up there a lot too. It's way up there as well. Like Totoro was the first anime that I ever watched, if you could call it anime. It does. See, I liked the old recording way better than the new English recording, the dub. Probably just because that's what I saw first, but it's a good one though. It's there's no sad ending. It's a wonderful journey through fantasy without a bad ending for once. And then Castle in the Sky, I was obviously a fan of because I was a pilot, or dreaming of being a pilot at the time. And seeing the steampunk-esque You Can't Stand Spirited Away. I don't mind it. It's definitely not one of my favorites, though. gonna have to do a bit more work in the reflection spots, I think. I have seen Wind Rises. That's the original designer of the Mitsubishi Zero, I think, the World War II plane. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a shame we were at war with them at the time that was made. Oh, that reminds me. Do not watch... is it Grave of the Fireflies or something like that? Don't watch that one. It's unless you want to be sad. Grave of the Fireflies, yeah. Oh, you watched it? Yeah. I already knew what was going to happen because it's based on a book that I read. So I was semi-prepared for it. Yeah, where's hell? People seem to forget that, but it's terrible. It doesn't get better. Oh, honorable mention, Kiki's Delivery Service. That's a fun one. It doesn't get any better. Just stop. Just don't watch it. Oh yeah, Arietta. Funny thing is, I think Arietta came out only a little while after The Borrowers did, the movie. So I was surprised when it came out like that. Maybe I have my timeline wrong, but I was surprised a movie came out and then a Studio Ghibli came out that was so similar to this movie. Arietta, yeah, that might be a bit later than Borrowers. Borrowers, I feel like, was a older, like 2000 era movie. Oh, and then a little more kid-like movie, but still good. Ponyo. That was a good movie too. I've unironically watched Ponyo before a couple times. This mystical world, mystical. I was trying to say a word there, but no, I'm not confident. Mystical? The world that they make at Studio Ghibli, it's like a clash of modern and fantasy at the same time. Not like in the way steampunk does it, but kind of close. Yeah, I really enjoy that. Kind of bouncing around here from thatch to thatch, trying to finish off some of these. You're not wrong. They're very picturesque. I love that about the Studio Ghibli stuff. I always feel like I say their name wrong. I gotta look up what the Japanese spelling of Ghibli is, because I've heard people say Ghibli, but I don't know what's right because I've only seen the English spelling. That's okay, neither do I. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Was I off screen that whole time? Rabble. Alright, how does that look? I've had my head down for a while, it felt like. Oh, thank you. It's definitely coming along, isn't it? It's very different than. Oh, thanks, Angel. Can do like a before and after thing. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but that's what it looked like when I started today. And that's what it looks like now. I should, I've been wanting to add in a scene for comparing before and current paintings, which I already have the one that I compare my reference to what we're seeing. which I can pop that one up real quick too. Reference picture comparison. Boop. So you can see it's not exact, but that's not what I was going for anyway. It was more of a idea than a actual reference. Yeah, it's starting to get there. I do think I need to add more shadows and reflections. It is an inspiration, that's right. I remember having the photo, but I don't remember taking the photo. That being said, we went out to Potter's Marsha this way a lot in like 07 or so. Mystery photo. I could probably track it down and get a story. Oh, I remembered. I just remembered. So, story time. There is a town nearby. So tree time. Here we go. So tree time. So so there's a town nearby called Whittier, and it was made as a military base during the Cold War, I want to say. And it was a port town that was inaccessible by almost anything. It's surrounded on all sides by mountains, and then there's the port, and that's it. Eventually, they drilled a tunnel through the mountain. It's about 1 mile to 2 miles long, I think. Going 20 miles per hour, it takes like 10 minutes to get through. So that'll give you perspective. If you really wanted to see it, I recorded driving through it on my YouTube if you wanted to find it. So they called this town the city under one roof because literally pretty much everyone there lived in these government buildings. I want to say there were, I would be guessing, telling you how big they were, but there's a few hundred people there, and that was the entire city living in these apartment buildings. And during the 64 earthquake, one of them was abandoned because it was not safe to live in anymore. And this was called the Buckner Building. And so me and my friends, being the teenagers that we were, this was our favorite place to explore. And it's about an hour drive away from Anchorage, including the tunnel, not including the wait, because it's not always open. And on one of those exploratory missions, I took this picture, of Potter's Marsh, I believe. So yeah, we used to explore it pretty regularly, a couple times a year, until they fenced it in entirely. And you could probably still push your way through, but there's no plausible deniability now. I'm a rowdy teenager, that's right. We even filmed on a separate YouTube channel that I have. We filmed a mock-commercial, fan-made commercial for one of the Hunger Games movies in that Buckner building, and it turned out really cool. I'm gonna get some more tea. So I will be right back. Give me 30 seconds or so. My voice is drying out. I've been talking too much. All right. Yeah. Didn't I mentioned it before, but you might not have heard me. Oh, good. I'm not muted this time. The funny part is, before I was like, what did I get again? Was it Irish breakfast? And I was like, oh God, I hope no Irish people heard me say that. Like, I don't think they'd be very happy about that. All right. I'm getting close to the end of stream here, but I'm going to keep going for a little bit. Irish breakfast. Breakfast. Yeah. I'll have to check. I don't think I've tried it yet, but I do have some. I'm pretty sure. Too much water. Late night ice cream. That's something I haven't done in a minute. I'm just too tempted to just finish the ice cream if it's there. What's he streaming today? Hogwarts? Ah. Nice, nice. I never finished the Infinite campaign. I was playing it on stream for a while, and I don't remember what happened. I just lost it. Oh, weird. The song was talking to me, and I'm not used to hearing words. I lost interest in the campaign, and the multiplayer campaign never came out, so have I told you about my experience with RVB and Rooster Teeth? I've so I am a member of a club, the infamous 535, which there were so many people that were part of Laser Team's Kickstarter, that 535 people broke the system and got to be an extra on Laser Team. So I flew down, and I was in a few scenes in their movie, in the Rooster Teeth, or the Rooster Teeth movie, Laser Team. So I got to meet almost everyone. Trying to think who I meet. I didn't meet Jeff from Achievement Hunter. Or Griff. Who else? It's an interesting show. Laser Team is. Let's see. I did meet Matt. Oh, I didn't meet Joel Heyman either, which I don't even think he's with Rooster Teeth anymore. I miss those old RT short days. Yeah, I didn't get to meet Joel, but I've talked to him on Twitter before, so I'm gonna take that as me meeting him. Oh, and then I've been to RTX a couple times as well. I assume you know what that is, since being from Texas, or being in Texas and knowing what. Not much of a flex. If I was flexing, I would say I met the two leads from Supernatural while in first class from Dallas to Austin on my way to be in Laser Team. That would be a flex. I don't have many of those. I got this flex right here, which I'm going to put my arm back to make them seem even smaller. Really nice guys, by the way. They're exactly like their characters on the show. I'm not gonna pull the guns out though. I already did that once today, and they're 3D printed, so I can't compare. I'm getting so close with this shading. I've got some pretty good muscles going on. I'm a little out of shape, but they're there. Way better at the end of the season, though. I am pretty in shape at the end of the season. Then I put on winter weight so I don't get too cold. Oh, that is the strange thing about the lower 48 that I never understood. I started to get it when I was in Arizona. It started to make sense. But lower 48 people, as a wide rule here, it's a mass generality. They hate the cold, or say they hate the cold. Lower 48. Yeah, that's what Alaskans call the contiguous United States, the lower 48 states. I've heard people that know Alaskan people refer to Alaska as the upper one. The upper one, get it? Just to joke with us about it. But yeah, okay. So the lower 48, for whatever reason, it's like super hot outside, but then you keep the AC at like 60, like 65. Like, geez, at least put it at 70. Come on. So I think the most common house, this is a weird conversation. How did we get here? The most common house temperature setting I've seen up here is 70. And then AC in the lower 48 is always set to like 65. From what I've seen. Oh, wow, really? Okay. That's not... And you're cold at 78? I don't even have an AC unit in my house. I never grew up with one. But then we only need it 1 week out of the year anyway. So I guess it's not that big of a surprise. So I overheat at 75. At 75, I start to consciously think about water and hydrating and stuff. Well, when I was younger. Now I do it just because I think it makes sense too. But when I was younger, there'd be a certain point where, like, okay, it's warm enough, I'm going to start drinking water. Otherwise, my little sugar-addicted kid mind was strictly soda. That was one of the hardest things, I swear, for me, was to try and stop drinking soda. Okay, that's nice. I like that. I think I'm going to copy that to those other sections. I like it a lot. Oh, I bet. When I was doing my flying in Arizona, it was a terrible choice by me. Actually, when did I go? All I remember is when I was in Arizona, it was 115 degrees and some 5 hikers died while I was there. So as a weak to heat Alaskan, it was not a great time to be there. Yeah, it was definitely a dry heat, which was funny because where I was in Arizona, it was always windy. So it was like standing in a hairdryer, just constantly. And by the end of the second week, my hair was in a constant like air, like a blow dryer dried faux hawk. Always, it was always like that. No matter if I had just gotten out of the shower or what, or if I had a hat on, it would still be up in the faux hawk after I took the hat off. It was pretty crazy. But I got a sweet tan. It was great. I usually tan very well. Oh yeah, but the whole reason I started mentioning that. Tangent upon tangent, I swear. I bought quite a few pairs of shorts, and then I only had like the really lightweight like button-down shirts. So if I was overheating at some point, I could just unbutton the shirt, you know? I'm still pretty proud of myself that I made it through all that. Even if it didn't pan out in the career world like I thought it would. I don't know if I would be painting if I continued with that career choice. Completely different. And then like I brought my rain jacket, but it was so cold when it was so warm when it was raining that I didn't even put my rain jacket on. I just dealt with it. It was so funny. We visited an REI down there because I was with my ex at the time, and she worked at REI, so she was visiting another location, you know. And after we went to this REI, we went to a Dr. Seuss art show that was in Austin. And we walked in, and it had been like cloudy and pouring all day. And the first thing the guy in the art show says, because he saw us both, and both of us were in t-shirts and shorts in the rain. And he goes, "Wow, you guys are dressed for the weather? You from Alaska or something?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, no way, I'm from Kodiak." We're like, "What?" Like the smallest world ever. Of course, the two Alaskans are going to find each other in Texas. It happened in Hawaii too, funny enough. Walking down the beach with a Salty Dog Saloon t-shirt on. Like, "Hey, you Alaskan? What's up?" It's like a small family, you know? Or a large family. It's only like only 600,000 people. Probably. I'd imagine we stand out somehow. If it's cold out, we're not dressed for it because it doesn't feel cold to us. That's really it, I guess. Unless you're talking like, I mean, I wouldn't wear, if I was hunting or something, I wouldn't wear those clothes to the lower 48. It's a completely different outfit. I would dress semi-normally, I feel like. Now I'm feeling self-conscious. Did I stand out too much? I do look normal? Oh, thank God. Well, I think it's probably about that time. I've been going for 3.5 hours. That was a fun stream, even though I started losing my voice. A lot of people swung by, in and out. A lot of lurkers too, I noticed. That was pretty neat. But hey, since you're here, thank you. Let me take a quick progress pic. Slowly inching. Well, let me do it like this. On our way. I think I might be done with the shadows after looking at it on this picture. Oh, but since you're here, how about we find someone to raid real quick and give him some attention. I'm glad we raided that last guy because he was too good not to have anybody there, as you would say. And he was pretty new, right? He was doing it for like a month. I followed him, and he ended up following me back as well, so that was cool. But I'm going to stop the music there. I don't even know if you could hear it. Is Tricky going to be streaming much longer? We could raid him. You have suggestions? See, Day9 just started streaming, but he doesn't need the raid. I feel like it would be cool. Okay. Is Tricky not going to be on for much longer? I was considering raiding Tricky, but Deep TV, all right. Okay, then I guess, yeah. Let's check out Deep TV. Deep TV, I see.
Man. Got some cleaning done. Love to hear that. I've been trying it the past like week.
I see. He's doing. Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna mute that real quick. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. Oh, thanks, Ronnie. I totally missed the follow. I missed that earlier. I'm sorry about that. But thanks for the follow, and thanks for stopping by. And let's see who else stopped by. Oh yeah, Angel, of course. Thanks for stopping by, and Natalie, and everyone else that stopped by as well. I appreciate it a lot. I need some Steam notes. Yeah, well, I do. That was 8 minutes ago. I do have the notifications. Maybe they're not turned on this scene. Usually it pops up on the left. Well, maybe I don't have it active on this one. Actually, I could look real quick. Oh. I see. Okay. So they were on, funny enough, but it was at the bottom of the layer stack. So it's just behind everything. It never showed up. Oh, geez. All right. Yeah, wrong layer. All right. So thanks everyone for stopping by as usual, and I hope to see you. I'll probably be on Wednesday if I don't get some crazy dentist appointment or something like that. And thanks Angela for hanging out, and let's go see what Deep TV is up to. You have a great night too. I'll see you next time, hopefully. Have a good evening. Oops. Totally forgot I oh, here we go. 3 viewers.